What's going on, guys? J Money here, and I'm bringing you some StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty action. This is game number 2 of the BFL League. And if you haven't seen the first game, I highly suggest so. It was a pretty quick game, but it was fun. Nice little two-base play from the Zerg and Terran, as it were. I'm not going to leave the spoilers, but let's just put it this way. I'm I'm just gonna say spoiler in 3, 2, 1. The Zerg player did win with a nice little Roach all in. Our Terran player just wasn't prepared. Had Hellions, not that many Marines, and he went. So pretty much he does need to win this game to get to a game number 3. But just because he has to doesn't mean he will. Uh, but with that being said, let's get to the introductions. On the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we do have our purple Terran player. His name is Fencar. In the top right-hand corner of the map, spoiler alert again, in 3, 2, 1, he was the winner of the last game, so he is officially up 1-0. His name is Tropical Bob, and we are on a GSL map called Whirlwind. So, very interesting game last time. Very quick game. So I'm going to be very interested to see if our Zerg player will try to continue. Whoa, crazy little keyboard. If he's going to try to continue with his early rush push-ish thing, two-base play style, or if he's going to try to be a little bit more macro-oriented. And as we see from our Terran player, MTL says 8 roaches OP. Lol from Tropical. Uh, that's actually a fitting name for a Zerg player. Tropical. Because anytime you get into tropical weather areas, it's buggy, it's yucky. As you could tell, I've never been to a tropical island, and I probably never will. And the Zerg player trying to be a little silly himself. Normally we see Terran and Protoss doing this to Zerg. However, he is trying to interfere and stall that expansion from going down as long as possible. Drone feels like he got his job done, and now he has a huge smile on his face while he runs home. Run, drone, run! Again, I don't know what's coming up with me. I'm a little sleep deprived, so I'm going to be probably saying some pretty random stuff today. We have a couple drones coming down at the perfect time to start saturation up on the space. And let's see, the 6 drones up here. How many drones up here? 12, so nice even saturation at this point in time. Since he did scout out the Terran player with his early expand, we should possibly see a quick third pop up. I said that last game, and what happened? A nice old roach all in. And we'll see if that continues to happen right now. We do have a couple minerals starting to be saved up, so if he wants, he can expand relatively soon. But he is trying to drone up relatively hard. The queens are spitting up all over the hatcheries. We have more queens on the way. So it'll be really interesting to see what he does decide to do with his actual income. Looks like he is investing just in some more queens. So we should see a little bit more of a macro-oriented style of game, at least up to this point. Of course, up to this point. This point has already passed. At least for now, I meant to say. We do have 3 Marines starting to just push up a little bit. He saw what I think was a drone, and he tried to shoot it in the face. Oh no, certainly. But nonetheless, he's trying to make sure as much scouting that can be denied will be denied. We also do have one Zergling holding on to the watchtower, trying to get as much map control as humanly possible. We do have a couple Overlords getting into position, so around the 6:37 minute mark, we will possibly see a suicidal Overlord go over just to see what the heck is going on in the Terran base. You actually see 2 factories going down, so we're probably going to try to get a couple Hellions out, which he's already in the middle of doing, pretty much just to gain some basic map control. But with all this, the barracks coming up at this point, we might be seeing a pretty mech-heavy style from our Terran player. We should be seeing, I'm not sure if he's going to go for Blue Flame first. Up, as I say it, there it goes. or Siege, because both of those things are going to be very vital in upcoming fights down the line. As we see, that 4 drone getting roasted, well done style. Everybody needs a little KFC. I'll take mine extra crispy. And right in the front base, we do have 4 queens ready to go. So these Hellions are really not going to do too much. We do have the supply depot left up with the 2 evolution chambers, pretty much doing some type of wall. So if these guys do try to come in, they will be running right into queens and not be able to get into the mineral line like so many Terrans like to do with their Hellions. Suicide them in, take out all the drones at the cost of pretty much the Hellions. You see the Hellions trying to work down this hatchery a little while, but they will be there for a very long time. However, one thing he is getting rid of is the larva. So that larva will take a little bit while to get finished up. However, here we see the queens go. And is he going to try? Well, now that the queens are on creep, he should be able to get back to the front of his base relatively quickly. Oh, at that point in time, if he would have just went straight in, I think we would have had a whole bunch of dead drones on our hands. Instead, we do see them jumping into spore crawlers, trying to save them. We will get a cancel on it in a little bit. Unless he thinks he did spine crawler. But he shouldn't really let that finish. We do see all of the Hellions getting in and say goodbye to your drones. He was splitting them up relatively well, and pretty much all of the drones are pretty much melted away. Down goes the last Hellion, but let's take a quick look at that unit's loss. 14 drones this early on was a really big loss for our Zerg player. If we actually take a look at the units, I mean, yeah, you never want to be behind a Terran in drone count. Why? Because they have a magical unit called mules that equal like 5,900 of your drones. One mule. Correct number. 5,900. So, oof. We do see a Spire coming up, so we are going to be seeing possibly some Mutalisk or a quick transition into... Wow, I cannot talk. I've been casting so much Heart of the Storm, I forgot. Broodlords. Wow. That's okay. I have my little drink in hand. Let me take a quick sip of that. Refreshed and ready to finish this cast. With the 3rd up at this point in time, he is going to be able to resaturate his base relatively quickly, but he needs to come up with a solution for these Hellions. The Hellions keep coming in and just destroying all of the drones almost instantly. As you see, he is trying to back these back into a corner, so when these Zerglings do rush in, he is pretty much going to get beautiful shots on. And again, if we take a look at the units lost, I mean, it is relatively even, but a lot of drones are dead. 23 drones right now. The nice thing is, he's doing what all Zergs love to do. Besides having pretty decent creep spread at this point in time, he has hatcheries popping up left and right. So the nice thing is he will be able to resaturate these relatively quickly, but is it going to be quick enough? He is still behind in the SCV count. So that is going to be his most dangerous issue. However, he does have a couple of mutas out on the field right now. However, thaw is coming. And once those Thors come out, these mutas are pretty much going to be null and void. Mutas don't really do too well. I mean, you can try to magic box them, split them up, so the Thors don't get good splash damage on it. But he's really going to have to take advantage of the mobility of these mutas. However, as you see, first glimpse of the mutas, 3 missile turrets are up and running. There's actually 2 more coming up somewhere. We have 2 in the main base, and how about in the natural? 2 in the natural. So right now, those mutas are going to be doing very little damage. What just got melted away? I'm guessing it was Zerglings. Did they get a lot of kills? No, only 2 SCVs. But again, we have the Thor. Actually, only 1 Thor. We have some tanks, and looks like we're going to be... Oh, he's just moving this down. I was like, is he getting ready for a push? That'd be silly. But, oh my god, look at this creep spread from our Zerg. That was weird. He almost attacked his creep. Well, he not almost. He started attacking a creep tumor. Did not make too much sense, but hey. It's all in the love of StarCraft. We do have a lot of Hellions out here, but these queens should easily be able to handle those. Yeah, as you see them pushing off. And queens have a wonderful ability called Transfuse that will cure them in these type of engagements. However, the queens are out of position right now. And, well, never mind. I thought we were going to see a push up with the Hellions, but not at all. We do have some roaches now, so now it's Thor, which is pretty much going to eat everything here. But the queens with their transfuse just might be enough. Can a meching Terran take on a Zerg? Let's find out. We do see the Thor starting to back up, and if he keeps just running back and just letting these roaches eat away, it will do significant damage. And as you see, one Thor did go down. However, these roaches did get quite a few shots taken to them from the cannons and the Thors. However, like I said, the queens and their transfuses bring up these roaches pretty close to full health. And our Terran player is going to start to push back, I believe. Yes, he does. However, he is bringing out a shit ton of Hellions. Right now, I think he is just mainly using these for scouting. There's the attack pattern. Let's see. But he is about to run into a whole bunch of roaches. And those Hellions should just get demolished. Yeah, he is trying to get around, but now you have queens on this side. Oh, these Hellions are in deep trouble right now. And it's not like he can even try to hide from these roaches. The creep spread is beautiful right now. However, again, he is in the mineral line and taking out a lot of drones. However, I don't believe that was worth it just for the sheer fact of how much he did lose. Let's take a look at that. I mean, our Zerg player is a lot more behind at this point, but he also is on a lot more bases. He does have the income to kind of, I don't want to say needlessly throw away, but he's almost at max, and pretty much those drones he will just replace with units and maybe a couple more drones, but he really doesn't need to drone up anymore at this point. We do have the Corruptors on the way, so Broodlords will be coming soon after, and again, economy, our Zerg player is just saving up right now, and again, we are seeing a huge push from our Terran player. However, it does look like these roaches should be more than enough to hold off, but these cannons are doing so much damage right now. But because he's Zerg, he has a special thing that means instant remax. 25 roaches are on the way, and at this point, he's trying to clean up the creep. Yes, that will help later on, but at this point, he should just be going straight for the kill, because once these roaches come out, it's going to be pretty big trouble. Plus, if this Greater Spire gets to come up and we get to see a couple Broodlords, our Terran player is going to be SOL. And here we go, a nice little engagement. However, tanks were not in siege mode, so that allowed these roaches to come right up and pretty much just demolish them. Because siege tanks not in siege mode, not that great against roaches. And then we see the queens just working them down. Will we get a transfuse on this queen? No, we don't need it. However, these tanks are in siege mode, so it is going to push this army away, at least for now, until he decides to make a lot more roaches. However, this is going to be the troublemaker for our Terran player. He is coming up with a starport right now for the sheer fact to get Vikings to deal with the whole Broodlord thing. However, I don't know if it's going to be up in time, because if he does go for a heavy push, I mean, how many Corruptors does he actually have? He only has 2. So I guess because he has nothing else that can really shoot up. But it's just going to be a pretty hard push. I mean, we do see, what, one roach and a couple of Mutalisks trying to work down a command center. And then we have the 3 Thors. However, here comes a nice little roach reinforcements, and they are going straight for that command center, trying to take it out, and then they run away. Beautiful move. I don't really know why he was pulling off those Broodlords as of yet. I think he could have pushed them down and pretty much taking these out and then going for the retreat. However, that is why there is a whole bunch of Hellions pretty much, again, eating away at that mineral line. And how many drones actually got killed this game? 53 drones destroyed. So he's been doing a wonderful job harassing. The only issue is, I mean, 76 to 66. I mean, even destroying the whole extra mineral line, there are still so many drones left. I feel like he should have invested those in some other units, just because at this point in time, our third player is in no financial issues. However, we do have the Vikings out, we do have tanks, and Thaw is indeed here. And our Zerg player is just going to need to pretty much use his mobility against this mech force. If he continues to do what he's doing, attack at all corners of the map, our Terran player is going to have some major difficulties. We are going to see another push, but we do have Vikings pretty much spotting everything, and he is trying to turn this into a planetary. Where is the mech force? It is toward the middle of the map, and quite frankly, these broodlords are getting some pretty good shots in by the Vikings and Thors. However, he just has way too many, and the Terran army is just going to start melting away. Should probably pull back some of these corruptors just so they don't take needless damage. And as you see, broodlords real good in StarCraft 2, pretty much just working down the Terran mech army. These Vikings aren't going to be able to do too much just because he doesn't have really any numbers. I mean, he does have a couple upgrades, but the Zerg's right there with him. It's the same 1-1 and ground level 3 attack coming up soon. So what can our Terran do at this point? Not too much, but I don't see Fencar backing out anytime soon. At least not yet, unless he loses one more really major engagement. He still has a small chance, but look at this creep spread, and look at all the expansions from our Zerg player. I mean, quite frankly, he has money for days, and our Terran player is almost out. Right now, it isn't looking good. His entire army is pretty much crumbling underneath the Zerg swarm, and I think that might be it for our Zerg player. And damn, out of my league. Weird face. GG. Hopefully you did enjoy this game. If you did, feel free to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I will be casting all the games from this league. And again, subscribe. The button's right there, bottom right. See? Subscribe. Just click it and you'll get notified. Alright guys, thanks very much and have a great day.